Waiting for the drop of the gate. And we're underway. Pretty good start for Dowd as they head for turn one. He's going to have the advantage. John Dowd lays that Yamaha in there on the inside of Mike LaRocco. McGrath, number 2, is right with them. So you've got 3 different brands out front as they head around the turn and look for that whoop-de-doo section for the first time. Big traffic jam behind them. How scary is it knowing you got to go through there with the traffic?
Well, you see how fast these guys are going. They're third gear wide open in a full slide. Here they come into the whoop section. That's the tricky part, because this is where guys get out of control. And in the first lap, when everyone's bunched up like that, boy, you're really looking out for everybody else, not only what you're doing.
You see Jeremy, as he talked about, kind of going down through the whoops, and everybody else trying to skip the tops of them, but he managed to maintain his advantage. He is around LaRocco and into second spot, so he's dropped Mike to third with Stanton fourth. A pretty good start for Jeff, but nobody can match John Dowd's speed here on lap 1. Again, motivation has a lot to do with it. Focus on the start. He came here to win on that factory Yamaha.
Well, like we said at the top of the show, he's had a week to adjust, and that bike is running really strong. It looks like he's definitely got the most horsepower, because that start is just a total drag race at the first corner. I think they're up in fourth gear there.
The Yamahas have been strong off the gate all year long. There's been a lot of talk about what makes that bike so quick. Of course, for Dowd, he's been riding Yamahas, but this is the new machine that Michael Craig rode all season long. And before the race, we asked him how it differs.
Yeah.
Everybody likes a lot more power. The main thing guys like about factory bikes is the paycheck that comes with riding them, and Dowd would like nothing more than to lock down a full factory deal for 1995 with some good performances. I'll tell you what, if he wins today, it'll get everybody's attention. But he's got pressure from number 2, Jeremy McGrath, and closing in on that lead duo, number 7, Mike LaRocco. We'll see a nice comparison of the brands here with a Yamaha, a Honda, and a Kawasaki running 1, 2, 3.
Well, he's got the fastest 2 guys, you know, from the gear. He's got the Supercross champion and what looks like it's going to be the 250 national champion breathing down his neck, and he seems to be holding his own. I mean, they're not pushing him too hard. He's riding his own race still at this point.
You see some of this big Minnesota crowd in the background. They really turn out the folks here for AMA National Championship action in Millville, Minnesota. And this is what AMA National Motocross is all about. 3 young, talented riders on 3 different brands of motorcycles. Dowd got a little sideways in the corner, recovered nicely, and held on to the lead.
Well, each time he makes a little mistake like that, these guys are just a little closer and a little closer. Now, I mean, they've really closed up the gap just in this last half a lap.
Through his privateer career, John Dowd's mechanic has been Brian Berry. He is part of the new deal with Team Yamaha, and he's with Art Ekman. David, just out of curiosity, if you were John Dowd and your mechanic held out the sign that said, "Let those guys pass you," would you be inclined to do that?
No.
That's what I kind of figured.
No,
I don't think John Dowd would.
You know, it's an interesting strategy, though, and sometimes it works, but not when you got 2 guys like this, and they have proven to be faster in the rest of the season. If he was to let him by, I don't care how much he learns, the chance of him getting him back are pretty slim. So I think his best bet is to just go like mad, ride his own race, and, you know, just try to counter their speed and try to just ride as fast as possible. And if they get by, they get by.
I'm not convinced at the moment that they aren't learning from him. I think John Dowd's got this place pretty well wired for the moment. He's able to pull a little bit of a gap on McGrath, who looks a bit sloppy on the landing off that jump. If anybody's being held up here, perhaps it is LaRocco. He has kind of laid back and not elected to make any kind of a move, but there you look like he might have had a little more entry speed into that corner, but didn't have any place to use all that speed. In any case, it's a great 3-rider battle, probably the best position battle we've seen this year up front at an AMA National. This is good racing.